Hello everybody, my name is Michael Ives. I'm product manager for tractors and material handlers here at CLAAS UK. As you can see, we are catching up with the Torion 1511P wheel loader, which is currently on demo around the UK. So we'll go through some key sales features to show you what's changed for business year 22. So with the Torion 1511P, what does that mean? Well, the P is our new flagship of the Torion range. The 1511 is the operating weight and its full turn tipping load. The P is power. What does that mean? Well, under the bonnet, we have a DPS 6.8 litre engine producing 228 horsepower. That's a 21% increase over the previous generation 1511. And also we have a 21% increase in torque. So it means you've got more push for hitting the silage and also more torque for carrying the silage up the clamp. Round this side of the engine is where we have our hydraulics, so the two pumps, the working hydraulics pump and the ground drive pump. The working hydraulics pump has gone from 170 to 228 litres. That means the engine doesn't have to rev as hard for the flow rate, so it means you can reduce your fuel usage with the engine speed. The ground drive pump has gone from 105cc in the previous generation, remember there were 88 for the first generation, to 145cc. This means it's extra push for low speed work, also increases your speed along the road. So this machine will typically see 43 kilometers an hour at around 1700 revs. All machines for the UK come with a reversing fan as standard. So you can see up the back here we have an enormous cooling fan. This is standard fitment for us and it's all adjusted in the screen. You can adjust your intervals depending on what conditions you're working in. So it reduces the amount of diesel you're using when the fan cuts in. Another new option on the 1511P is a new 300 litre diesel tank. So that is half again as big as the standard plastic 200 litre tank. What benefit does this bring? Well, the machine typically working around 16 to 18 litres of diesel per hour means you will see around a 16-hour working day. So it means you can work for longer, you only have to fill up once a day. Another nice new feature available on the 1511P are these adjustable mud guards. The standard ones are fixed, these ones can be adjusted in and out, and also the lower flap can be lifted. This means you bring your mud guard away from the fluffy grass and also away from the silage clamp wall. The machine can now be fitted with up to 14 LED work lights. You have 10 up in the cab roof, auxiliary work lights up here at the front and also in the front wagon. This means we now have a 360-degree illumination for working at night more comfortably. Compared to the previous 1511, the 1511P has had a bit of a weight reduction. So with this fork sat here, we're seeing about 15.3, 15.5 tonnes. With 228 horsepower means we're now at 16.2 horsepower per tonne. With this power to weight ratio, we're now getting more power on the ground than ever before. So with forks like this, we are getting more push and greater silage, more tonnes per hour for you on the silage clamp. This machine is fitted with boom suspension and also auto lubrication. So this is factory fitted and the tank is nicely tucked away underneath the steps there. It's nicely protected and out of the way. The lines are all nicely routed around the machine, so it lubricates everything on the machine apart from the two locking pins. We've also got a slightly larger cab frame than before. It might not look much, but the cab is now 40 millimeters longer. This means we've got a flatter windscreen, so it enables the windscreen wiper to wipe a larger area, but also the pedals are 40 millimeters further forward. It means your feet are slightly further away, so you sit more comfortably, your legs are ever so slightly more stretched out. Let's jump inside and have a look. So inside the cabin now, all machines come with a 9-inch touchscreen. This is clearer and intuitive, and it's also larger than the 7-inch screen than before. All machines come with smart loading as standard, which is where we can set the preset loading height. So we'll demonstrate this in a little while. But also the machines have more systems built in, so it's more intuitive and it's also more features for you. This includes the auto third service return. So for example, you're using a toe tip bucket, you rock the joystick down to go to your lower position and the toe tip third service will come back in as well. All machines for the UK and Irish market come with air conditioning standard. We can also upgrade this to auto climate control. The golden rule with this machine is all the systems can be changed in the screen and they switch on and off with the control panel you see down here. So things like your auto reversing fan, your greasing intervals, including your climate control, your loading heights are all set in the screen, all electronically, no mechanical aids on the machine at all, it's all electronic. In the new 9-inch touchscreen, it's all simple and intuitive, so everything is clear and easy to see. So in the bottom here we have our reversing camera, which is standard fitment, so we can have it in mini view or in the large 3/4 view. And when you put it reverse, it puts it on automatically as well. So all the systems in the machine all come easily to hand. So your climate control is all controlled here through the screen, your temperatures. You can also switch them on and off using the buttons down here. The smart loading features, the transmission features, and your reversing fan. So the machine is all driven hydrostatically, so at low speed here we're running in G1, gear 1, and that basically means we're at full power with the twin hydrostat motors, and as we go up the speeds we'll go up the gears into gear 2, and then into gear 3 is when we switch down to one motor, which is above 19 kilometers an hour, which is where the machine is running on one motor for efficiency for along the road. As you can see here, we have the mini view with our camera in the small position. We can have it in the larger position. If we go back to the main screen here and put it in reverse, automatically comes into the large screen, and this is a standard feature for us here in the UK and Ireland. The camera is mounted nicely and neatly into the back of the bonnet, protected at all times, so visibility and security is ensured at all times. Boom suspension is also an option which comes standard for us here in the UK, and it's all simple operation of push button here on the right armrest. The systems here also you can adjust as well. So fully auto takes into account a load on the front. For example, you've loaded up a bucket, for example, but also your forward speed as well. The other option here is just speed, and above 7 kilometers an hour is when your boom suspension cuts in. So for example, we're going quite slow here, so our boom suspension is not on, but it's simple push button operation down here on the right hand side. Couldn't be simpler. Another part of the machine we can adjust in the screen is our crowd speed. So for example, this machine has got P kinematics, but our other option is Z kinematics. You can adjust the speed of the crowd. For example, we want it nice and fast for silage, for flicking. Also we can slow it right down, for example, loading buckets, for example, so nice and gentle. Another setting we can change in the screen is our third service. So for example, here on the right hand side we can adjust our speeds for up and down. A and B are our directions of our 2 ports, so we have an adjustable up and down. For example, for this silage fork here, we've got it at 50% for in and out, so it's nice and gentle for this fork. You can turn it up and down, for example, if you're running a toe tip bucket or a brush, for example. If you couple up the hydraulics the wrong way round on the front, so for example we run the same female couplings on the front of the machine here, it could not be simpler. No longer you have to worry about the male and female couplings on the front end. You just tap this button here, press accept, and you'll notice the A and B have now swapped round. Could not be simpler. So when it comes to a wheel loader, the total cost of ownership is a key feature, so the service intervals of the machine. Under the bonnet we have a DPS engine, so this is 500 hours. The axles and the transmission are 1,000 hours. The hydraulics, so the tank is up here, starts at 2,000 hours. With fluid monitoring and synthetic oil, we can go to 8,000 hours and upwards. This is incredible service intervals for a machine in the agricultural sector. The Torion 1511P, it's had a slight decrease in weight, a big increase in engine power and hydraulic performance and ground drive performance. Couple that with a larger cab and a larger diesel tank means the machine can work more efficiently and more performance on the silage clamp than ever before.